y'all, what's up? What's up? We are here to talk about Interview with a Vampire. I am here tonight to talk about episodes 2 and 3. I just watched episode 4 and that was crazy. But I want to get into episode 2 and 3 and probably come back and talk about it a little later. We're gonna see who's here. This is like an impromptu thing. So, catch the replay, all right? So coming to the stage. I got my girl Miss K. She's in the building. What's up, Miss K?
Hey,
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank
Okay.
you.
And what did you think about this series so far? Because you haven't spoke to everybody about it that you're watching it.
Yes, I had to, binge watch season 1 before I got to season 2, and I liked it. So I really like Louis Depoint du Lac.
I
I
like
love
Louis too.
I love his name. Um, but I'm really loving it. I liked their dynamic when they brought Claudia into it. I wasn't feeling the actress change for season 2. And I'm still trying to get used to her. Like, I mean, I feel like I'm used to her, but I don't really like. I feel like I was warming up to the other Claudia, and now this one, I don't know if I like her that much. Are you muted? Hey, everybody. I still can't hear you. I can't hear you. No. But I definitely, while you fix that, I'm gonna try to. You gonna have to go out and come back. Okay, she left me here alone. Oh my gosh. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, so I really enjoyed it, you guys. Lestat he's a very interesting character. For them to delete him off was like, okay, yeah, he had to go, but to be honest, the way he is as a character, he's definitely needed. So to bring him back as like a ghost or somebody that haunts, huh? I can't hear you. No. Yeah. Aw. I was saying to close the door. To bring him back as a character, I was saying I think that it's genius. They know what they're doing. They need to do that because Lestat is something else. Okay. And all of the stuff that Claudia was saying in the first season about trying to get away from him, it was like an abusive relationship that he needed to get away from and stuff. So I'm just like, okay. What are you trying to say, Mooch? Type it in the private chat, I think. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. But you know, so I just kind of feel like it was needed, it was necessary. Somebody saying that he's not dead, but I mean, I hope that's not a spoiler because I didn't see the episode before. But if he is still alive, Lestat, hey, I mean, like I said, he's a good character. He's one of those characters that's like I don't hate Lestat. I was gonna say you love to hate, but I don't hate him. He's just, he's just needed. Like he has a charisma. You still muted. Yeah. He has a charisma
There I
about
go.
him. There you go.
All right. I
Yeah.
forgot I turned the mic off when I
Okay.
wasn't using it. All
Yeah.
right. So did you know why? You know why the original Claudia is not there anymore, right?
Yeah, you told me.
She had schedule conflicts due to Avatar. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why she's not able to be on set. It was a schedule conflict, so she wasn't able to be here. And I wonder if they really in Paris, because if they went away to film this, then she probably couldn't do both or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, it looked like they might really be where they are,
Well, I think
or
okay,
in another country.
yeah, it
Yeah.
looks like they're really in Paris.
Mhm.
That's why I said maybe that's why she couldn't do the whole Avatar and that at the same time. But
Yeah.
I what I like most about but about this season, it contrasts a lot with the book and the movie. But
Mm.
now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. I felt like the movie was told in a rush and it had you wanting more.
So you read the book?
Yeah, years ago.
Okay. Yeah, I never read the book,
So
so
the book tells it like this,
the way
where
they
you
doing it.
get where yeah, but the movie it was like it glossed over certain parts. Like that whole
Mhm.
thing in San Francisco, that part wasn't in the movie.
Okay, got
So
it.
yeah, so they had different contrasts with it, and it's certain other things that I like about the movie that I didn't like about the series. So when I'm talking about the agenda stuff. So
Yeah.
and I'm just like I just glossed over it like that. Hey,
So they
Candy.
didn't have that in the movie, the agenda.
Not like
Okay.
that. You never saw because remember it was Brad Pitt
And Tom
and
Cruise
Tom Cruise. You never saw none of that. They wasn't doing
didn't
stuff
do
like that
that.
on screen.
Okay, got you. All right.
So yeah, so
Sure.
the episode that we're covering so far, I mean, is Do You Know? It's the second episode. I know the fourth episode came on tonight, but we're talking about episode 2 and 3. So the episode was called Do You Know What It Means to Be Loved by Death? And
Mm.
that was the quote that Santiago gave when he explained the whole atmosphere and basically how he hunts his prey and things like that.
Mm.
So that this is off the heels of them leaving Romania, so they
Mhm.
come here to Paris to have a new life for themselves,
Mhm.
and it's like they're just pickpocketing now just to make their ends meet. So it's still kind of the economy is still bad because they just came off the heels of the war. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the fast forward when Louis explaining all of this and they bring in Ahmad. He explains that they've been together for 77 years. Could you imagine? And I just know Lestat and him was together. I think he said it was 45 years less than him and Lestat. And as Lestat and Louis used to argue like husband and wife.
Mhm.
They had that whole
Yeah.
they
Their relationship is a little I'm trying to still, wrap my head like I'm trying to still fill it out because it just seems too good. Like it's definitely a like a stark contrast between Lestat and Louis' relationship because their relationship was pretty toxic.
mm-hmm.
But they're like Armand and Louis' relationship very loving and stuff like that. I feel like Armand is very patient with him and this and that, but I don't know. I'm like feeling like I'm waiting for like is something gonna go on, but I don't know. I guess it's true. It's true love. I don't think it's not true love, but I'm just looking at it like, are y'all sure y'all not coddling each other? Do y'all call it seems like they don't what I'm trying to say is it seems like they don't call each other out on anything. Everything is so understanding. And I'm waiting for somebody to say, "Hey, you was wrong for that," or "You was," I just don't feel like I see that between them. I don't know. I mean, look, in episode 3, if can I just say, can I jump really quick to that? I know we're not talking about that yet. Can I make an example of episode 3 that I saw? But no, no, never mind, because they weren't in a relationship at that time, so never mind.
No, we just found out about this whole covenant,
Yeah.
and Louis and he confronts him because basically they have been leaving bodies, and his covenant has been cleaning up
Mm-hmm.
after them so they don't bring attention to themselves. But they're like, you got to get this guy to join. If he doesn't join, he has to go because he's too out there. He's like mingling with the people,
Mm-hmm.
and he said he's mingling with the people, and he didn't like such sorts. So it's like, he said he needed to pursue him because he didn't want to lose control of his covenant.
Yeah,
So
his
yeah,
coven. People
his
are
covenant.
looking.
Yeah.
They looking at him like why he gets to do this and that without being checked. So yeah, and I get it, but Louis told him, "Listen, I'm not. I'm here. I'm out here trying to find myself. I'm not bothering nobody."
Mhm.
So he's still, and that's when our mom was trying to like explain to Daniel like I was supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, regulating him, and like it was the other way around. You know what I'm saying, the opposite was happening. You know, whatever word he used some other word, but basically like he's supposed to be keeping him in check, and it was just the other way around. But Louis wasn't trying to keep him in check. He was just being himself. Like, I ain't bothering nobody. Leave me alone. Like, I'm not trying to be down with none of y'all. Y'all got Claudia. So I'm happy because she's happy, and leave me alone. I'm not. Leave me alone.
Well, speaking of Claudia, Louis and Claudia meet the coven, and
Mm-hmm.
and it's like she is
Speaking of love.
fascinated with everything, with the play,
Oh my
with how
gosh.
open they are with taking their prey,
Mm-hmm.
and they're basically telling people what they are, and their people are entertained by it. So what was your take on the whole meeting, and when they go backstage to meet the whole coven?
Um, are you also talking about the part where they delete a lady right in front of everybody and people don't really know?
Yeah, that's what I want you to cover all of
Um,
that. I didn't want to
so
talk about it and you have nothing to say.
no. um, so here's the thing that I'm talking about with Claudia, right? Like I like her, but I don't. There's things that I don't like about her. I don't like that she loves to feast on humans. I know that's their way. That's that's how it is as a vampire. But the thing that I admire about Louis is that he's disgusted by he when he's looking around, he's are you serious? You know what I'm saying? Like he was not pleased.
He was disgusted with it.
Yeah, he's disgusted, and she's just like, oh my gosh, yes. Like she just can't wait. When and then when they went backstage, they were lying about who their maker was, called them Bruce and all of that. So, and then they see the freaking picture of Lestat on the wall, like, who's that guy?
Claudia, not for, even though she's the youngest one out of all of them,
Mm-hmm.
she's still sharp with her
Oh,
wits
she
because
is.
she's aging. But we're gonna get to that later. We
Yeah.
have to talk about that. I thought that she was just amazed and fully open with being with these people,
Mm-hmm.
especially when they was like, all right, you gonna feed with us, you gonna hunt
Yeah.
with us.
Yeah.
And that thing, that was the thing, that was like the best night of her
Of her
life.
life. Yeah. And you saw how she had them fangs out, like, wait, they went to that house? Oh,
Oh, we
she
got
was
to
in
talk
her
about this
glory.
too.
Yeah,
We're
she
gonna
was
go
in her
back to
glory.
that.
Can I say something real quick about the bad blood? I thought that was so interesting how
In the first episode,
was it the first episode? Yeah.
yeah, with the
I thought
war.
that was so interesting how they had to tell that vampire lady, what was her name? I forgot what her name was. Started with a D, I think. But they
Hmm.
were telling her
It
like
sounds something
the
like
blood,
Dracula.
yeah, like the blood is bad. And so when we feed on people, when we drink it, we feel the sadness and things like that. I was like, that's kind of cool. Like I like learning new little things about vampires and stuff like that. I mean, I think the yeah, that was cool. I just want to know more about certain things and their weaknesses as well. Like we know that the regular stuff like garlic and crosses don't don't do anything to them, but there's a certain type of blood that they can't have. Like they can't have dead blood.
Hmm.
They can't have, I mean, they can have blood from people that are sad or impoverished, but it doesn't do well for their own souls or whatever.
No, it
It makes
hurts
them
their
sad.
emotion. It makes
Yeah.
them sad. It makes them sick. Did you see?
Mhm.
You saw the other one,
The zombie one.
the zombie looking one, and
Yeah.
that ended up being a child too.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's with that. When he meets him in the park, let's Louis was very afraid of Amon. He thought he was going to take his life.
Mhm.
And he spoke to him like, I will not harm you. I will not harm you.
Mhm.
And I thought this was they were both intrigued by each other. But right now he's still kinda on the fence, like, who is this guy? What is he
Yeah.
about? And all of that. Hey
Mhm.
Tamika.
Hey, Samika.
Hey Candy. So yeah, so I thought he's seeing all of these pictures. So now he's seeing proof, Malloy,
Mhm. Mhm.
and he's getting taken in with the whole story, but this time it's being told in more depth now once they got here. Now
Right.
that's where you wanted to talk. But there you go. Fly, baby.
Oh no, I said. I think I said what I
What did you think
about
of
this part.
Santiago?
I think he's interesting. I mean, to me, he just seemed like he's really evil, but then he's a vampire. I mean, I think this whole thing is evil. The way they kind of like have people, they're tricking people, deceiving them, trying to make the. I mean, it's genius, but it's evil genius. You know what I mean? Like people, they can't tell that it's real. You know what I mean? And obviously, that's where who took this idea? Somebody took this idea. He took this idea from Lestat, right?
Yeah, but we don't
So
know this yet.
we don't know that yet.
We
Oh,
don't we
sorry.
don't know this yet because remember he's not telling
That he even knew
everything yet.
Lestat yet.
Yeah,
Right.
so he
Okay.
hasn't
Sorry.
told him that yet.
Okay.
But she said, I come from a hotel. They
Mm-hmm.
kidnapped me. They
Right.
told me they're all vampires.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, basically her performance was really her pleas for her life.
Right. Right. And Louis knew it, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why he turned around and he's looking at Armand, who invited them there. I think what they said, they waited 5 months for them to show up. Like he invited them to this thing 5 months ago. I'm like, dang, that's a
Yeah,
long
but no,
time.
they was there for 5 months. Cause remember they didn't have a house, they didn't have an apartment or anything when we first saw them. So
Mm-hmm.
they know for a fact that they've been there for 5 months. Cause the
Oh,
night they
I
was
thought.
on the bridge, when they was
Okay.
on the bridge like this that night,
Uh huh. Yeah. That I know what you're talking about.
this is where they spot them.
Okay, because I thought the invitation was 5 months
No,
ago. I'm like,
when he
what?
met him in the park,
Yeah, he saw
he
they were
gave it to
scoping
him, and
him out.
then he came home happy, telling Claudia, "I found, I found more of us." Because at
Mm-hmm.
this time, she's getting a dress, and
Yeah,
he
she
was like,
wanted
"I would
me.
stay away from her." The guy across the street. So at first, I thought she was one too,
Mm. Yeah.
but she was real. He was like, "Just stay away from her," because basically she was a Nazi,
Mm.
and she went in there, demanded getting her dress, and paid her. And
Right.
the lady knew she wasn't making any money, so she took advantage. I mean, Claudia took advantage of that and got her a nice dress made.
Mm-hmm.
A nice dress made that'll fit her perfect, because she has that still teenage body.
Yeah.
Okay.
And who is she gonna be scared of? Please, Claudia.
Nah, she not. But this part, did you know what? I liked meeting the coven, and the father and son was funny to me.
That's weird because they
Yo,
don't look like father and son. I'm like, what? I was over here trying to do the, and I'm like, what? What the heck happened here?
he didn't take the gift until he was able to be on stage.
Like, what
That's
the
why it
heck?
took him so long to get turned, but his father was turned all along. You know how sometimes they have people that are like regular walking around like Rashid. He's not a
Mm.
he's not a vampire.
Okay, So
But
stop.
now
Okay,
he is. But
the
he got
younger.
turned when he was older.
Okay, that makes sense because so the younger looking dude, he's the father. He was
Uh-huh.
turned obviously at a young age, and so they stay looking the way they're looking. So he didn't get turned until he got okay. Because I'm like, this is some craziness. I mean, I knew it made sense, you know, but I
Yo,
just didn't
this
know.
part was funny to me
I
because
just
he
didn't know
was
what
like, they
happened.
was going back and forth arguing like they brothers.
Yeah.
And it's his father. And he was like, excuse me, my father's an asshole.
Yeah.
I was like,
I like what they did with that.
And
Because
I
I was
thought
like, what
Claudia
the
was
heck?
quick with it
What's the
because
story?
if he would have saw that picture first, they would have read him right away.
Yeah, because he is so,
He wears his heart on his sleeve.
Mm-hmm. He really does. But
And this is when he finds out that Ahmad was with Lestat. And then he started playing
yes.
the Loving Young and the Restless music.
Yes.
Yo, I was like,
He's like, you both F Lestat. He was being such a jerk.
He was.
He was being kind of insensitive, and so Armand was trying to, like, you know, still be like, see, Armand kind of seems like he acts more like a therapist where he's like super patient and this and that. But Louis was getting upset to where he started to go into his own, like, his mind and his memory, whatever happened with his ex, right?
Yeah, but he was trying not to think about it because remember when they went there. No, I don't think he knew that yet, but he was just keeping it like once she saw it, you could see the look on his face when he realized it was the stat in that picture.
No, I'm talking about Louis getting upset, like, because Daniel was kind of like making fun of this situation. Is it the same? Am I talking about the same part?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when he was making fun of the situation, like, you F-less you both F-less this and that or whatever. And I might be getting them mixed up because remember he kind of called him out. He called out his memory about remember when you what was that when you proposed to whatever his woman's name was, and you know she said no or this and that, you know.
Yeah, this is when they was getting inside his head.
Yeah, and it reeled him back in to stop being insensitive about Louis' feelings.
Right.
So now we see he's getting into more, like, he's starting to be more serious about asking questions instead of, because he kept looking at them like, oh, you don't tell me this and that. Like, he was acting like their story was BS. Like, this is all made up garbage. And so once he kind of pulled him in with that, Louis, like, I'm gonna read I'm gonna pull your card right about now because you're not taking my hurt and pain seriously. So I'm about to, you know, talk about yours. How you like how it feel if I make fun of it. So that brought him back to reality.
Okay, so I forgot about this. Yeah, Vaughn, how you doing, Vaughn? So he said in the book, Ahmad turned Daniel. So they changed, but to me, I want to know if he turned him, but I want to know what happened where he undid everything. And we're going to see how that transpires soon, I guess.
Yeah.
So this was funny too. When he looked at that picture, that's when you could see, like, you know, boom, 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 like he really thinking about it. And when he went back, she says, I know you with him have feelings for each other because I saw all of it. She said, she said, thanks for giving me the vision of two bringing together.
My God.
Yo, but it was funny because he was like, you did? And then she was like, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Daria. So, what was y'all thoughts? What was y'all thoughts about? I feel like Ahmad is controlling the interview now, even though he asked to see the rip pages from Claudia's diary the last episode, but he's still kind of trying to control the narrative where now he's sitting in for the interviews and even interjecting sometimes, which is pissing Malloy off at the moment.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
he's getting very agitated about it.
yeah. Because he wasn't supposed to be there. And then when they were talking, I forgot which episode it was in, but we learned that there is something that he's trying to keep from him. And he's trying to keep Louis from talking. And that's the reason why I'm still trying to fill this relationship out, because I feel like you said, there's a control thing going on. When it came to Lestat, you can see Lestat, he has a lot of charisma and stuff like that. Um, and there was a little bit of some form of like, I guess, abuse, as far as like just the way he did what he wanted to do. He was cheating and doing this and that. But with this guy, his control is more like kind of manipulative. It's coming off like you can't really tell that you're being controlled with Armand.
Oh yeah,
That's
he's
what
very
I'm.
smooth with it.
Yeah, he's smooth with it. So like Louis can't. Louis is a sucker. I'm sorry, I love him, but he's a sucker.
You are funny because that's what Claudia said to him in this episode.
Oh,
Yo, that's why I wish you would have came backstage so we could have watched both of them and then just knocked both of them out. But
yeah, my boy is a sucker, man.
He knows he's like a sucker for love, y'all.
Yeah, absolutely.
He likes being in love. He still enjoys being he still enjoys things about being a human, whereas Lestat only enjoyed the theater.
Right.
He really didn't want to mingle with people like that. He sit up in his balcony and judge the people how they sang, and if they sang back,
he want to kill him. Like I'm sorry, he delete him. I'm like, what's wrong with you? And that's where him and Louis Cross, they couldn't see eye to eye. Like, so you want to delete this guy because he doesn't sing it the way you want? Are you kidding me?
He was like, he's horrible.
Yeah.
So now, being that they had this conversation, they're supposed to go on this hunt next, but Louis wants to make sure that is no sign of Lestat being alive. So he knows that one of his accountants that handles his business is still there. So he figured he would go there and check it out. What was your take on this whole scene and how Lestat came to life when he read that letter?
For him to try to see what's going on, I think that it was cool because I think it was sad. Like, it was some bittersweet type of thing. Because like, I feel like Lestat did have to go. I agreed with, Claudia in season 1, how she felt like it needed to happen, because he was just like, he's just something that you have to get away from, because eventually it's just like, it's his way or the highway, pretty much. But when you hear the letter, if I put myself in Louis' shoes, I'm like, tag, that has to make him feel terrible, because Lestat is leaving a note saying, well, if you see this, or if you're reading this, obviously I'm gone and stuff, and make sure that you don't. Did he tell him to take revenge on the person, or don't take revenge?
He said, don't take revenge.
Don't take revenge.
Don't take revenge on the person.
Right.
Let me get my notes. Yeah, he said, don't take revenge on the person that took him out.
Right.
And he
And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, that has to eat him up more, though. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
not only
letter.
Oh,
go ahead.
It was deep. It was deep, because it was like he finally got closure, because he was still, every day he was thinking that Lestat was at that dump just feasting off of rats and being in the coffin and all of that. But pretty soon he gotta be stronger by now. I think he's still alive.
Yeah.
But that's my thought. I would love to see him, like, see how they play this out. What are y'all thoughts in the chat? Do y'all think that he's alive?
I would say that he probably still is alive, only because the way they talked about him in the 3rd episode by saying Lestat always is and always will be for self. And I'm like, how he always will be if he's dead? So,
well, I figured they said it that way because the way he was describing him.
Maybe so.
Well, let's talk about the whole thing with them on motorcycles running through Paris
Yeah.
and just living like rebels. Tell me about Claudia and Louis taking the pictures.
It just seems so fun, especially with Louis taking the pictures. It seems like such a good time. It's fun. It's giving me Lost Boys with Kiefer Sutherland and all of that. But it also giving me we're about to, screw some stuff up tonight. We're gonna
Oh
we
heck
about to we
yeah!
about to really mess up lives. So I wasn't for it, but this is what they do. And I hate that's the thing that makes me not really connect with Claudia that much because she takes so much joy in it. And I just don't like that. Like you just rolling up on some random people. At least Lestat, like he surveyed his deletions, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like he was looking for people. Like okay, he definitely gonna go. He's you know what I'm saying? Like he did it. He had a system. She is just wild. Like it don't matter. Like if I'm hungry and you're walking by me, I'm about to fly over there and I'm about to take you down.
Yes,
She doesn't care. So it's like she's still like you know how like if you watched like what's those shows that had the Breaking Dawn and all that. What was that?
oh, Twilight.
Twilight. You notice that they always said the younger vampires needed to be able, it was hard to control them, but they learned as they aged. She's still out of control to me. That's
She
what she's given.
is.
It's like, how long is it going to take you to mature at this point?
She is, but they explained all of that
In the third episode, I mean, the fourth episode.
in the next episode.
Yeah.
He explains it to him in the next episode. But she's like, this is the best night of my life.
Mm-hmm.
She like she saw when she saw how he did the bellboy and they knew how many people was in every room and how many guests they had in the hotel. And Louis saw that she finally feels like she belongs somewhere. She finally feels like she's accepted. She's hunting with people like that are just like her, and she's not hiding it. She called it vampire pride.
Yeah. Wow. Vampire pride.
Yes. She was screaming to the top of her lungs how happy she was. But guess what? Armand didn't go inside the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Louis probably ate some rats earlier, so he goes.
Right. Don't say that.
Hey, Lenore, am.
Ooh, that's hilarious.
Yes, I watched this, but we doing 2 and 3 tonight, and we're gonna come back for 4, and we're gonna come back for 4 another day because I watched it. It was this one. You gotta watch in this game. But anywho, moving on. Yeah, I was when this happened, I was like, okay, good. She finally feels accepted. Mm-hmm. Now they're finding out about these rules that they're breaking.
Mm-hmm.
With the being in public, revealing themselves in journals. They're not supposed to write down their existence. But they were never taught these rules by Lestat because he didn't believe in that.
Right.
He was just a free spirit once he got turned.
Right.
And his maker, his maker was taken out.
Mm-hmm. Didn't he take himself out? He said he jumped into fire or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. It's crazy that they saw that happen with that lady.
I know.
Mm-hmm. And then you see how she used that same story, right?
Yep.
When we talk about Bruce, so-called Bruce, he jumped into fire right in front of us.
So he said, I can help you hone that skill because you keep talking about he's fake. Am I on the right? Yeah. He was telling him how he could help him hone that skill. Mm-hmm. But they didn't tell when they asked about the maker's name. They didn't tell who the maker was. They said it was Bruce, the one that she was with. Mm-hmm. And we found out how mean he is to her too.
Yeah, so, he was mean. He from the gate. Remember, he like pushed her down and he was trying to hurt. He hurt her arm and all that. Like that's why she was like, oh, she came back home, and that kind of like called her out on it. Like you was able to find out how harsh the other vampires are. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if it's I don't know if there was more to the story in episode 4, but
We talked about getting in Daniel Malloy's head with the proposal,
mm-hmm.
and that's because he was getting too close to something else, and he was
Mm.
saying, and he didn't want to talk about the proposal, and he's getting upset that they're going inside his head and picking out all his thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So he said he tells when they're inside feeding, he tells Louis, Armand tells Louis, I can teach you how to hone that skill because if anybody finds out about Lestat, it could get volatile.
That they deleted him.
Yeah, because that's
Mm.
one of their rules.
That they not supposed to take
Delete
out
each
another
other.
one. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-mm-mm. Wow. They got all of
So
these. They're gonna have to learn. But he's the ancient one who to bypass them rules or to give them let them slide than Armand.
well, look, I know, and the coven won't. What he's saying, the coven, it could get really crazy with the coven. So
Oh,
he
like a
told him, he said, if I were you, I would be really careful coming back to that theater
mm,
because you're not good with hiding your thoughts,
mm-mm,
and they'll be able to pick that out. So
mm-hmm.
they already decide from that point if they see each other, they gonna see each other. He gonna come see him.
Late, right.
Hmm.
Yeah, because every time Lestat was in, like, his ghost or whatever was in his presence, he felt it. He's like, Bruce, I see Bruce is around or something like that. But he knew, he was waiting for him to tell him the truth because he already knew that it wasn't no daggone Bruce. He's like, I've
Hmm.
known the whole time. I've just been waiting for you to tell me.
I know. So
Oh boy.
now, look, we're gonna overall. What did you think of this episode? I thought it was like another layer being peeled back on the onion. What was your thoughts on it? Because we're getting some things, but we're not getting all, and it still has you intrigued.
For episode 2.
Yeah, for this episode 3 that we just went over, because this is the last scene. Because now she's saying she wants to be with this. She wants to, this is the best night of her life. She never wants to hunt alone again. All of that, and he sees that she's happy.
Yeah. Um, I'm getting confused because I don't know. I thought this was episode 2. This is
This
episode
is
3.
episode 2. No, this
Oh,
is episode 2. We get
okay.
no.
Um,
This is episode 2 still.
okay. What are you asking me now? Sorry.
I was asking you overall, what was your thoughts of the episode?
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I liked the whole, Paris thing and, just seeing how he's him and him, how Armand is how they met basically and all that stuff, and then it's nice that she's feeling like she's fitting in,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, like I said, I don't subscribe to her, the way she is.
Well,
Unfortunately, I'm
it's
sorry.
because that the age that they turned her though.
Yeah, so she's supposed to stay forever immature and wild. Like she's never supposed to grow. Like she's never supposed to mature.
She's not gonna get any bigger than what she is. She's gonna
No, I
stay a
know,
stay a child.
but
But
mentally she's not supposed to.
and that's what they explain. I'm glad you mentioned that because that's what they explain in episode number 3, which was called "No Pain."
No pain. Yeah, well, I must have missed it because yeah, but because I can't,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
show
have
you where he
subtitles,
explains it
so
though.
so that's why I like to watch stuff with subtitles because some of these things the
Yo, well, they
dialect
had
gets
it in
lost to
French
me.
too, so I had my subtitles on for
Mhm.
certain things,
Yeah.
and certain things I had to go back and listen to, like this scene right here,
Mhm.
because I'm like, he knows too much, this guy.
Yeah.
And his name was
Hey,
oh,
pretty girl.
hey pretty girl. His name was Raglan James, and he was telling Malloy the whole breakdown with the vampires because remember everything started last season with COVID. So now they're basically regenerating and making a new vampire pack. They started out, he said 6 months ago, they have they had 900, now they're up to 16. So they're doubling their numbers now. So now I guess they have different covens all over. And he was explaining that he knows that they separate. He knew more stuff about what was going on in that house than Malloy did. He was like, I see they separated you from your laptop, so now you're gaining their trust. And he says, yo, he was telling him about his computer and how it's corrupt, and how he put some encrypted files on there that he must look at. And
Armand did that?
No, he did that.
Okay.
And so you see on this paper, that's why I'm gonna block us out. On the paper it says they hacked your laptop, and then he puts M16. So he knows that he's being watched, and he knows that they could get in his stuff. He knows that they could control his laptop and make certain things disappear that they don't want.
And he watched that. He saw something. He saw that happening like live. Like it was. He was. Remember, he was watching his laptop and something was going on with it. So, cause I'm like, is he seeing something going on with this laptop while they was talking?
Yeah, he was. He was seeing when he was talking. He was looking for the encrypted files. But then, Rashid came. So he had to hide the paper under those other papers. But it's like, I want to know why you think you're really getting over with this. You know they could get inside your head. I'm like, you trying to hide this piece of paper. You already read it. So they already know it's here.
Right. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Okay, she said, Ahmad is just doing too much. I believe he's controlling Lewis and Daniel's thoughts and memories. He probably is.
I mean,
he's very powerful.
He's an ancient, like the fact that it's like an ancient vampire, that really makes him very dangerous. And he's so like poised about it.
Yes, he has a lot of self-control. A lot of self-control.
Yeah.
So he comes down to tell his story.
And like, look at him taking over the interview.
It was like it was like they were so how can I say, do you remember when they showed Blade and how they showed the vampires back then with the dark circles and that type of look? Because they wasn't going out, they wasn't like mingling with people. They were actually afraid of crosses. They was afraid of crosses, garlic. They was afraid of all of those things that people say that they're afraid of.
Right.
And they were basically like cavemen to me.
Yeah.
They would get one person, drain them, and they wouldn't leave that cave. The only person that actually went out at that time was Armand. He didn't go out that much. He did. He did.
Sickly as ever.
But when they saw the stat, he was like, he knew he was gonna probably lose control of the coven. So he decided to go check out the play and everything. And tell us about the conversation that they was having. That whole thing where he was commanding him.
Oh yeah, like he was talking to him while he was on the stage.
Talking
to his mind and stuff. Like, was he telling him to come to him or something?
Yeah. And then Lestat did that thing and turned around and
yeah, he was not
he was like, I'm not trying to hear you.
Yeah, I tried to hear him. And then he rolled up on him while he was walking with his little boy toy and kind of like threw him somewhere like, how did you do that?
Yo, this was crazy.
I liked it. Well, you talking about when he
was glad that oh no, this is not then, because we didn't even get there. This is when they like when he first met him and stuff, and she was saying that she let me go to my notes. I think I got these mixed up.
This was the scene, if I'm remembering correctly. She was trying to go. Oh, they were trying to go over how they were gonna tell the
Oh, they was
story
going
of
over
the
their
set.
story. That's right.
Yeah. Chicago, this and that, blah blah blah. Like they were naming all the places and everything and all the stuff that happened, trying to get their story together. Cause
Yeah,
she's
they
like, you're
had
not gonna.
to.
Yeah, she's like, you're not gonna mess this up for me.
Yeah.
Because I think they're gonna invite me into the coven or whatever she was saying.
Yeah, she was saying that because that's what she wanted.
Yeah.
And I want to know if he figured if she get accepted with these people, he was gonna go on with his life. He was gonna leave her there.
You think Louis would leave her?
Yeah, he was. It's the way he was thinking about it because it's like he don't want to be around these people. He can't. He can't really be free because he's still seeing Lestat everywhere he go.
Everywhere.
He's actually having like full conversations with dude.
Right, looking crazy.
Yes.
And Lestat knows it, and he just keeps on.
But they got her working. She's working as a stagehand right now. And then they show her how she finds out. She's so intrigued by Santiago, though. Mm-hmm. She likes him a lot.
Right.
She admires everything. She finds out that in his past life he was an actor. Mm-hmm. And he did. I think this was the play. Was it Othello? It was one of these. It was one of those ancient plays.
Or
Hamlet. No, it's Othello. I see it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it is Othello because I remember it was Othello because it was like his, I guess, one of his
back in the day. Mm-hmm. But didn't they mention Hamlet? They mentioned Hamlet somewhere.
They mentioned he said he performed all of those things.
Okay. Now this scene right here at the bottom where he's letting her know where you put the fresh bodies and then you open up the thing to let the rats through and all of the. And then, on Tuesdays, we switch it. I'm like, oh, no, I would have had to write that sucker down, okay? Because it was like, you muted yourself.
I said he was telling her to be careful when he switched it, too, because he was like, you don't want the rats to come out, and they'll come out, and they'll be on stage, and you'll be in a lot of trouble.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I would have had to write that down. Like, on Wednesdays, we switch. We go to the side, we switch. I'm like, let me write that down, please, because, and especially if you're telling me to be careful that the rats are going to come out, I need to write that down. But, hey, I guess she's so sharp. She's like, all right.
She's so sharp and excited about just being here that she's doing the grunt work because she wants to get on stage.
Yeah. She just want to be eating people.
Now, did you notice anything?
That dude is there.
Now, did you notice this?
What? Let's stop. Oh.
Wait, hold on. The first. Oh, no, not this picture. The first picture. That's him.
That's what I thought.
So that means he ain't age. He's one of them too.
He look older right there.
Yes, but
weird. So he aged backwards. Like that's just.
He's one of them too, I think.
But he looks older right here.
Nah, he look older here. Look how gray his hair is.
No, that's two different people.
Is it the same guy? That's what I'm asking you. I thought it was the same dude.
I thought it was the same guy at first, but now that we looking at it, it looked like it's two different people.
I wasn't sure. Do y'all know if this is the same guy? Let me know.
Because he looks younger than the other dude that was saying, "Hey, can you be quiet or whatever." And then they started talking to each other in each other's
they had.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, at least they respecting the guy's wishes and all that.
But he kept hearing
Lestat would have been like, "Oh, you want to tell me to be quiet? I'm going to kill you later."
Yeah, they would have waited till he got out and caught him walking home or walking home. Because this is when they be walking down these lonely alleys, they'll dim the lights and that's it.
Exactly. He would have been a dead man walking if that was Lestat instead of Armand.
He was seeing Lestat play the piano.
Yes.
And then
the hell with you.
And he said, I want you to say his name. So he finally tells him. Mm-hmm. And he says, he admits that he did it. I was worried about Louis from here. Once he told him that he took out Lestat.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't. Only
I
because we
was.
know what happens. Like
I
they
know, but what did you think about
ends
him
up together
and the walk and stuff?
when
So
they were
he's
walking.
yeah, when he took that was he took a person out when he thought he was talking to Lestat when he was like take me take me again. He was telling him the
Mm-hmm.
KI double hockey sticks him again.
Yeah. Oh, and he made him. He deleted that guy.
He deleted an innocent dude.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I was like, damn.
Nah,
So
I thought that
now,
was messed up.
yeah. So now you got to get a grip. That's basically showing that he got to get a grip on himself now because now you out here having delusions and thinking that you seeing Lestat, but you over here deleting innocent folks. Like that's crazy.
So this was put in the cryptic file that Malloy had, and this is about the fire at that theater that they are at when they showing the flashbacks.
Mm.
So he wants to know, you know, he sees it, but he can't really get anything now because that's when they was talking. They basically know he got the files already to me, I think. Even though they was
Probably.
talking over that artwork in the back,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
when they talking here about the artwork, he knew that they know he was looking at that.
You think they're okay with him having that info?
They gonna let
Most
him get
likely.
as they gonna get. My question is this: do you think they gonna turn him and try to turn him again because he got Parkinson's?
Yeah. I
They
mean, if they probably the only way I feel like they would turn him is because they don't want his I guess they want all the secrets to be safe with him, right? But at the same time, if you're kind of journaling all this stuff or if he's doing this as something, a way to get out to everybody, which Armand is against him doing it anyway, right? Louis, he's against him like telling his story. So
mm-hmm.
I just don't really see the purpose in it. I don't it, To me, what's his name doesn't want to live, Daniel. He doesn't look like he has any desire to live. So I just don't see the need for it. I wish that people wouldn't have said that in the book that they turned him, because now I'm hoping that that doesn't happen.
Well, no, she's
Hopefully
saying
they
he was turned
changed
when he
it.
was in San Francisco years ago.
Yeah. Right. So that's what I'm saying. So they changed the story, right, to where he's older. But what if they still
Turn him.
as
If
he's
they do, I think it's gonna be later, and he might want the gift because he already see that he have the problem. His marriage is done.
yeah. But why would he want to stay living forever though? Like
I don't know.
I mean, that's just I don't know. Because even when when he first talked about it, I think in season one, he's like, "I'm not the same. I'm not your boy." You know what I'm saying? And right now, I'm different. Like basically telling him like I ain't got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? And remember
Mm-hmm.
when he smacked fire out of Louis? Like I don't care. He was like, "Delete me, shoot. You're not gonna be doing that type of stuff to me." What did he do? I forgot what he did to him, but he smacked fire out of him. So I just don't think he has any desire to really live much longer, which is another reason why I think he's brave enough to antagonize them when he wants.
Okay, I didn't ever thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems like he don't care because he be calling out they beat when he think it's BS. He do call it out.
Yeah. So I mean that's how I look at it. But
She said this is what she was saying. No, no, Lestat calling Louis a little
yeah,
whore.
that was that was funny. That was funny because we already know that that is not the case, because Lestat definitely was like had a whole like girlfriend on the side that he kept going to see, and whenever he wanted to have a random, he did what he wanted to
Yup,
do.
and then gonna tell Lestat we're gonna be together for centuries.
Louis, yeah, something else for centuries.
So they're talking now. He knows that he knows about Lestat, and he seems like he is kind of scared. And she's telling him his good news that she's joined the coven.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I want you there when I join. He said, I wouldn't miss it for the world. I thought he's afraid That's why he's staying far away from the theater. They
Mm-hmm.
already the people in the coven don't really care for him. They think he's acts uppity and he mixes in with too much with society, like with him taking the pictures and all of that. They really don't care for that.
Mm. Yeah. Uh,
What did you
boy.
think of the way they coffins was situated here was crazy because they had the bed and then they pick
Yeah.
up the bed and they.
Right, and then they under the. I'm
Hmm.
like, what? I don't know. I was looking at it too, like, why they gotta be in a coffin? No, I mean, I know it's because like that's they keep all the light in and stuff, but it's like y'all could literally just sleep in a whole like just a dark room in a bed. That's what I'm looking at it as. Maybe I don't know all
Hmm.
the rules of the vampires, but it just seems like I mean,
So
and then you have other vampires that they don't sleep at all. Like Edward, was his name Edward from Twilight? He never slept.
oh no, he never slept. But remember, I think he was found in a like a wasn't he in like an ancient war, like a civil war, or something like that when they found him, some kind of war.
Yeah, probably because he was
Yeah.
old too.
He was old too.
Yep.
His
So.
old behind. Okay, with the life path reviews, how are you? Is this the same Lestat from Queen of the Dam? Yes, it is. They're saying it is connections with that. I wonder if
Wow.
we're gonna see his story.
Mm.
What? Let me ask you this, Miss K. I know we saw like I know the Queen of the Dam was very dark, but
I
if
don't
they could
remember it.
do this again, yeah, it was a real dark movie. If they could do this again, do you think they might bring that aspect and show when Lestat got turned? Because he complains about his makeup. And
Mm-hmm.
remember, she burnt she in the movie she turned into stone, but in this they were saying she threw herself into fire.
Yeah. But then he said that his makeup was a man.
Hmm.
I
But
think
I
I
saw
think
some.
his
I'm gonna
backstory
get the
would be
article next week.
okay. I think his backstory would be very like I'm interested. Lestat, like I said, he's an interesting character, so I would be all in for
Hmm.
that. Yeah.
And
So.
he seemed like he would have been intrigued with somebody like that. So the first person that turned to him was a black girl. If
Mm.
if it goes down that way,
Mm-hmm. You never know.
you never know.
Oh man, Lestat like his listen. He like his berries and all and
What was
and
your
milk.
what was your thought about the conversation between oh I forgot his name
Santiago.
Santiago and Armand because he's highly upset that he doesn't like him. He doesn't like Lestat at all.
Who Santiago doesn't like
Yeah,
Lestat. I don't. You would have to like
he was telling him you're spending less and less time away from us. You're with him all the time. He hardly comes here. When he comes to the play, he's reading books. He was just
mm,
talking about they feel like he's very rude.
oh who Lestat, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
And
I mean because I mean I just he seemed like the only one that'll just call it out, but everybody else just seems like a follower. I'm not surprised that he would say something. Everybody else just seems like, oh, we're so intrigued with Lestat. Remember when he was trying to like tell him that Lestat was coming up with a plan, and
mm-hmm.
he was like, this is what we're gonna do, and da 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 da. And this is when we find out where they got that whole idea from, right?
Yeah.
So he was saying our mom was like, you took over my you took over my coven basically, so how we gonna do that? And that's when we saw all of them like kind of like in the audience. So I'm saying all that to say is there seemed like obviously more of followers and stuff, but I could see somebody like Santiago being the one to call. You know how you need that one person that'll call you out on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I see him as being that. I didn't really look at it in like I don't know. What did you think about it?
I what did I think about it? I thought that I with this I feel like he's calling him out on it, but he's telling him, look, if he don't join us, he gotta go. Like you gotta take him out. He's
Okay.
telling him this the whole time because he's like, she's staying with us. He said There was another body found. It was in that park. I know he's telling him all of this while he's still acting and performing his lines. That's the crazy part. So you talking to this one up here in the balcony in your head,
Wow.
and you performing.
Mm.
And he was saying that, he said, if you have to take him out. I know that was him. He's doing too much, and she's coming with us. So if he doesn't come with us by the time we ask her to be in the coven, then he has to go. And that's what Santiago was explaining to him.
Oh, I just got it confused. I'm sorry, my bad.
It's okay.
I was thinking about something different with Lestat. So my bad. You're talking about him and Louis. Spending all that time with Louis. My bad. I totally.
Matter of fact, I think I even put I thought I might have put the slides in backwards, but I don't know. But he got him all of this time right here. We see that he's talking, but he's more concerned about Claudia than anything. He sees that she's finally happy, and he was willing to give his life. Like, if he said, look, if you're gonna take me, just don't burn me. I don't want to go out that way. I seen that happen. Just take my head off. And I guess once he saw the flames come out of his hand, that's when he was like, I don't want to go by fire. And then he was like, you say you never hurt me.
I don't remember this.
Yeah.
This was episode 3? I could have sworn I saw the whole episode. I must have got cut off. I don't remember none of that.
Yeah, this was episode 3. When he walked him down that tunnel.
Yeah, I don't remember none
And he
of
was
that.
saying, you said you would never hurt me, and then he ended up walking up to his house when they came out the sewer.
Nope.
And they went upstairs and stuff.
Wow, I'm gonna have to go because I don't recall none of that. That's weird. That's weird. I don't know. My bad.
It's okay.
That's why I'm like, did I?
Look, did you watch the same show?
Yeah, I'm like, did I watch the whole episode?
Yeah, all of that happened now because I didn't take the screenshots yet for like I took 2 shots, but they not in, like, you know how you load them up and stuff. But yeah, but that whole we you know what else we didn't talk about? That's what's missing.
What?
When he met Lestat.
When he met Lestat?
Yeah, when he actually met him.
We talked about it. You talking about when Armand met him?
Yeah.
We talked about it. Remember how we talked about how terrible he looked and he was telling them to come to him?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then he threw his guy and he's like, how do you have this power? Or whatever he said. And he had to, because, you know, Lestat tried to get at him and he had to just, like, throw Lestat over there somewhere. Like,
oh, yeah.
I had to show him my power because he was just, you know.
But he did show him his power. But my thing with this is he learned how he wanted to learn the gift of flight. He wanted to learn the gift of flight, and then he wanted to it was the gift of flight, and he wanted to learn how to I think the fire thing he didn't know how to do. He knew that Armand was stronger than him, and he's like, I had to show my power. And he wanted the coven to be gone because he felt like he's been saying it for centuries, but they wouldn't believe him. And so he, like I said, he finally felt free with all of this.
Yeah.
Oh, he said he got turned by Magnus, and Ashka was the most powerful and drank a lot, which makes the Lestat very powerful. But he had drank some of Armand's blood, and then he took some of Armand's, and he also has, if he has this, I want to see if they do Lestat's backstory and we see him get turned, since we see him in every episode anyway. I wonder how long is he going to keep him around like this, because it's like, to me, it's like he's kind of turning into a schizo where he's talking to himself constantly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I thought he was going to be all right once he got closure from the lawyer that handled his business, the banker that handled his business, or the lawyer, whatever the case may be. But I thought he was gonna get closure from that and be
And
good with that.
didn't Armand tell him no, don't ever talk to him again or something like that? Don't ever go to the lawyer again.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But but when Armand also explained to him also that Lestat, well, he explained this to Malloy too. He said Lestat gave them the money to start that theater, and then and it was running ever since, because when he met Lestat, it was in 13. Damn, it was like a long. It was like in 13 something. He said.
Wow, that's crazy. Lenora said, "Whatever Louis is putting on these vampires, they be losing their minds over Louis. He got that. He
Mm-hmm.
got that fairy in him, like Sookie, Sookie."
Yeah, he is from
New
Look, that's wasn't
Orleans.
she from down there too? Where
From New
they were
Orleans.
saying she was a fairy, and they be
Mm-hmm.
really turned on by that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that blood tastes good, Chad. That blood be making them high. Sookie.
So what you got going on your channel?
What's today? Sunday, yeah.
Today is
I
Sunday. We
mean, technically it's Monday, but so Tuesday, Breaking Bad, yes, Breaking Bad. Then Friday, I'm supposed to go, be ready for episode 13 of The Shy, but I still have to do episode 12. So hopefully, I might have to do a what you call it, a pre-recording or something like that, so I can get my thoughts out.
all right, and we still got to do what you like and what you didn't like.
Yes,
So
exactly.
we have to do that this week because there was a lot of stuff I didn't like and there was a lot of stuff I did like. All right.
We can actually just do that and call it a day. Like call it a cover for the whole
For the whole episode, whenever
yes.
you ready. I mean,
Yes.
look, if you look, whenever you ready.
Yeah, because I don't got I don't really got time to be doing that.
Hmm.
Mm-mm.
So make sure y'all come back tomorrow. I'm gonna be talking about The Shy with the ladies, and
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out what night we're gonna do clip. It's gonna be myself, Pretty Girl, and Miss K. We supposed to be doing that. So keep y'all notifications on.
Keep the notice
I
on.
believe it comes on. Okay, hold on. I got all my little papers up here.
Mm-hmm. What
Yeah,
happened?
clip comes on this week. It comes on June 4th. So then,
Awesome.
and I'm doing Mayor Kingstown Wednesday. I am going to give my quick thoughts of Mayor Kingstown. I might put that up to between tonight and tomorrow. So keep your notifications on. Holla at your girl. Thanks for coming out. God bless and have a good night, y'all.
Good night.